Hey, what is up, everyone? Myself and these fine fellows here are doing a little bit of an elemental clash. Each one of us is locked into one element and we'll be playing out some games every Saturday to determine who can take home victory. Expect a matchup and deck build video at the start of each week and all the matches to drop on Saturday. Subscribe to not miss anything and check out our intro video and all the other plays below in the description. Alrighty, so this week's matchup is against Wind. So this, I think, might be a little bit of a tough matchup to prep for because there's so many things that Wind can kind of do that all kind of bounce around different things. So off the bat, we have Stratomoth or Pantera as kind of big, fast threats in Wind. So Stratomoth deals with all the back row, Pantera deals with basically anything in the front row. And trying to prep for both is a little awkward because I kind of have to basically prep just with invoke runes and let them have them for a turn. I think they're pretty threatening, they're big, they're stompy, they're gonna be hard to deal with. On top of that, they have things like Airmare, Sorlet, just good stat 1-drops. They have access to tons of rune removal in the back row and a general Wind toolbox with like Aeolus. It's pretty rough because there's multiple strong turn 1 plays that they have, and there's multiple kind of big threats that they can drop, even if they're not going to go into 3-drops. Going into Falcane or Chrysor or Glysdale, those 2-drops on their own, especially if they're empowered by an Airmare, are pretty threatening and can be pretty strong. So those are also a bit iffy on how I'm going to deal with it. So I think I kind of need to prep in a middle point of all of them, where I'm going to probably run a fruit deck. So that's 3 Jataya, 3 Laodagon, 3 Apples, 3 Ambrosias. And that's generally because it's a defensive deck, so I won't be sitting in attack position too much to let my opponent spam out Hydrakes into Panteras. And then it's an invoke based deck, so I don't have to worry about placing things face down beforehand to pop, let's say, a Stratomoth after, stuff like that. So that might be a little bit useful. As far as kind of removal package, I'm definitely going to run 3 of Earthquake and 3 of Laurels in the main deck. And that's because there's so many ways for Wind to get tons of spirits on board with Aeolus, or just going into Sirikun right away, or crashing into Hydrake or Pantera right away. It's cheap, efficient, and it should be online more often than not, especially since I'm playing Fruit. I'm not just spamming a bunch of spirits onto the board. I'm running 3 Gorgon's Gaze because that's going to shut off every possible ability. I'm running 2 Pandora's Boxes because that will shut off the searches for Sirikun, Pantera, Aeolus, etc. A couple Poison Tipped Arrows, a couple Shields, so just generic good removal, and I might need to just spam some back row just to have some things stick against P-Gusts. 3 Nectar of Gods, couple drops Elites. It's a combo based deck with fruit, so I want to make sure I can refresh my hand and get all my combo pieces. 1 cheeky Rise from the Ashes, a couple of Panda's Rumba Gems for consistency's sake with the Invoke Runes and searching, and I'm actually going to run some Spinimps. So these Spinimps should be pretty solid turn 1 plays against most of what he's going to play. So if it's a Sorlet, he'll destroy Spinimps. Spinimps will make Sorlet easy to be crashed back at by anything I have. If it's a Pantera, he can't attack Spinimps with the Pantera that easily without basically losing the Pantera's attack spot. So that's the general main deck. Side deck, I'm just going to throw in some Equalinxes, some Nexus fodder, Fully Force just in case. Fully Force might be useful if they're playing, like, say, Island. And yeah, this is the deck right here, and I'll see you guys on Saturday with the actual game. Have a great one.